Hello, my name is Little Will from 44252A, and I'm here to explain my expansion blocker and my endgame expansion. So first off, we obviously have the expansion blocker here, and it's mainly kind of structured with two pieces of long half cut. And so basically, when I fold it up, the one on the right folds on top of the other, kind of like this, and then it just kind of flings out. And so that's the main functioning bit. And then when I have the pneumatics, it's basically just a piston that acts like a pin. And so this string right here, this string folds on top of the bundle when I fold the whole wall up, and then it goes through this piston. And so basically, the neutral state of the piston is always extended. So when I want to deploy the wall, I just press a button and retract this piston. So the unique thing about my wall is that it actually sits at an angle. You can see I have gussets right here. So this whole thing sits at an angle. And so basically, when I'm sitting in front of a robot, the tall top of the endgame will sit over the robot, so that any like high angled endgames are more likely to get caught in the wall. And then another benefit of this is that since this piece of half cut sticks out so far back, the sides actually will come around other robots too. And now with these lower flaps, I have some weights on here, which are composed of some nylocks and lock collars. So when a endgame weight will come in, it'll prevent the wall from swinging too far up or down. And then I also have these little rubber bands right here, so it keeps the wall from just flailing out when it deploys. And that's kind of the main thing of the wall. And I'll kind of show you how I fold it up. So string goes over here, and so this piece is actually spaced up about, like, I'd say probably half an inch, and so it can sit on top of this side pretty well. So yeah. Go ahead and demonstrate. So, and then normally it's pretty hard because I have to roll this section up, and it's really hard because I have to hold this down or else it'll just fling out. So I use a rubber band and I wrap it around this piece so that I can just hold it in so I can roll up the rest of it. And I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Alrighty, so now you see the wall is in its folded up state, and so I'll take that rubber band off real quick. Alright, so the wall is in its folded up state now. So as you can see, the string kind of sits over top, and then it's wrapped around the piston. And so when I want to deploy the wall, I just click a button, retract the piston, and then the wall deploys. And I'll insert some slow-mo videos of the wall working, but that's pretty much the sum of the wall. So moving to the front of the robot, or the end game. So basically, this is like a very simple end game that I got a small amount of inspiration from a local team. So it might be hard to see, but there's a piston right here, and so it pushes. Here, I'll see if I can get close up. So basically, it pushes this lever, and then like this, and then this whole thing can tilt forward, And when the whole thing tilts forward, these little zip ties will slip off of the top of the pegs. And so these bands will be wrapped around on the end of this. And then it'll just shoot forward all three at once. And the only problem with this design is that you have to have a pretty long lever to get some good mechanical advantage. And you pretty much need 100 PSI. So that's the main downside of it. But you can basically stack like 5 or 6 of these like little pegs and make just a giant endgame off of it. Also, another thing, it might be hard to tell, but I had these spacers right here that are a little bit larger in diameter than the ones right here, so that these zip ties won't slip up when we're doing driver. And that's kind of, and then I also have the string storage as well as where the rubber bands are kind of put. And so the string's not going to come out because the rubber bands are like on top, keeping it secure. And that's kind of the gist of the expansion block and the expansion. So thank you for watching. Hello, I am back. I just realized I didn't explain my little engraving I made on the wall. So basically, our team name is Titanium, so I thought it'd be really cool to engrave TI on the wall. And so I was kind of wondering which side I would put the TI facing. So I decided this was the front of the robot, so I would make it face this way. But it's kind of funny, since if you're behind the wall or like you're on the receiving end of the wall, then it says it. But that's kind of the explanation behind it. And also, it's made of the same string that I used for my endgame. But basically, I just weaved it through the little holes in the little net in here, and so that's kind of the engraving bit.